Warning, the following episode of the Blackwell podcast contains spoilers from all episodes of Life is Strange.
Hi and welcome to the Blackwell podcast, where we love Life is Strange more than Chloe loves the Thrash. I'm Jamie and I'm joined here by Joey and Jess as usual.
Hello.
And today we are joined here by an amazing Chlo-er cosplayer, and that is Amethyst Leon. How you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Oh, I'm
Not too bad.
right. So we're just gonna probably get straight on into the questions then.
All right.
So, first question, just straight off the bat, what got you into cosplaying?
Video games, definitely, but I've always had a love for costumes. Like, Halloween's my favorite holiday, like most cosplayers say. But, it was really, Resident Evil, and my favorite character since childhood, Claire Redfield. And, I just found out about cosplay on Tumblr. I was like, well, you know, I know how to make shit, so I'm gonna try this out. And then, since then, it's been a very, very steep downhill. Adventure. It's been a lot of fun, though. I mean, I'm glad I got into cosplay, but oh man, did that completely take over my life very fast.
I mean, I've personally looked through like all your cosplays, and my God, it just shows how much effort you put into it, and all of them just seem of a high quality.
Thank you. I've put many, many, many hours. And you don't really realize how much hard work you're putting into it until later, and you have all these crazy stories. So yeah, you kind of forget.
How do you balance it out with school and everything?
I honestly don't know. I mean, for me, there was a point when I first started cosplaying where I was balancing ballet, work, and school, and I still look back on that and I'm like, how on earth? Because I don't even know. But cosplay, or especially after work, I'm already, kind of you're in the groove already, you want to keep doing stuff, so I kind of just keep going, But it can be hard to stay motivated, though.
What was your first cosplay?
My first, technical cosplay, but I don't really count it as my first because I didn't really make anything on it, was my X-23 cosplay. But then, my Claire Redfield one is when I actually, sewed and painted and bought props for and actually dyed my hair for that one. Didn't wear wigs yet, so yeah, that one took the most out of me to make.
So you said you actually made that one. What was the process of doing that?
This was also my first time just with any experience with fabric and fabric dye, fabric paints, and all of this crazy stuff that can be so overwhelming at first. But I dyed the vest. It was a denim vest, and then she has this insignia on the back, and it's kind of like those World War II pinups, and it says "Made in Heaven." So it's a full portrait, this angel carrying a torpedo looking thing. I can't remember, but so it was a pretty detailed thing, and I've always hated painting. I can do it, but it's not my favorite. So that took me about 5 hours because it was just scary because I had to paint a face and I didn't want to fuck it up because if you fuck up a face, there's no going back. And I did put some wiring in the collar because her collar kind of sticks up. So just these little details. This was honestly I kind of differentiate video game cosplays and anime cosplays, which are two major ones that I do, because video game cosplays take a lot more they're a lot more realistic fabrics like denim or suede and leather, so they kind of, it's a whole different playing field, honestly. So that's why I had to put wire in the collar, and then what else did I have to do? Yeah, so basically just it's a little different for each cosplay.
Gotcha.
Depending on genre.
Was that was it more of the Code Veronica Claire or?
I did the one from the rail shooter game, so it's not her exact Resident Evil 2 outfit, but it's the one from City of Lost Memories, something like that. I can't believe I forgot. It's really bad of me. But I did do Code Veronica though. That's my favorite outfit of hers. I kind of prefer that one.
All right. So, what cosplay do you get the most recognition for?
Like as in like what people come up to me for the most? Or
Yeah,
what,
like at a convention or.
Definitely my Avatar cosplays, because like the entire first half of like last year I did like 5 Avatar cosplays straight. So like a lot of people come up to me for Korra or Azula, and then now Chloe.
Oh, so you actually do get quite a bit of recognition for Chloe.
Yeah, and I'm surprised. Mostly because I don't know, there wasn't a lot of like reaction to the first pictures I posted. I was like, oh, okay, whatever, this is fine. So I didn't think anybody was really like looking. And then I think like I started noticing over time at cons, but then at a con in January, I somehow started talking about Life is Strange with like these people at a booth, and I was like, yeah, I cosplay Chloe, and I was like, oh, really cool, can I see a picture? And like I showed them the one where I'm like surrounded by the Rachel Amber posters, and they're like, oh my god, that's you? I've been seeing this all over blah blah blah, or like I follow you, and like just like they kind of, I guess people don't recognize it, they don't make the connection, because Chloe looks so different from other characters I cosplay, so a lot of people don't know it's me. But I post a lot on social media, so I guess that's how a lot of people see it. And then like at more recent cons, people like come up to me and talk about Life is Strange, which I fully back. Like I love that. I'm down to talk about it any time of the day. I don't care if you're calling me at like 3 in the morning, like you want to talk about Life is Strange. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, please, someone scream about it with me.
Yeah, because I remember you kind of released an image of you and someone else in like a Korrasami pose from like Korra, and that kind of blew up as well. That was way back last year.
Okay, yeah. That was actually, if you Google Korrasami cosplay, I think it's still the first image that comes up, or the third. All I know is that in the first 8 images, I'm in all of them, and I don't know how it happened. Well, like I'm in like 4 of them, but it's like, yeah, it's funny. It's so funny to me.
Yeah, because I was like on the cosplay subreddit, and like people were just saying, "Oh my god, this is just too much. I can't handle it."
Yeah, that got so much attention. Like that was my first experience with like a cosplay picture actually like really like blowing up, and it was like all over like Imager and like Reddit and I think 9gag as well, which I didn't like looking at that website, but yeah. Oh man.
I just checked. You are the first 2 results.
First 2.
Yeah.
Which is weird though, because I mean like, don't get me wrong, like I had a lot of fun cosplaying Korra and stuff, but like my OTP that I will go to my grave with is Pricefield, and I don't understand how I'm the first image for Korrasami.
Okay, so speaking about like Life is Strange, how did you find out about it? And what was your first impression of the game?
I believe I first heard of it, I think it was like Gamescom or something like that. The first like reviews of the demo, and like I was following all the stuff on Twitter and what was happening. I was like, oh, this game sounds kind of interesting. And it's funny though, what cracks me up most about this story is that when they were kind of describing the whole incident in Chloe's room with David and the whole taking the rap and stuff, I was like, wow, her friend kind of sounds like a dick. And then I'm like, well, look at me now. A year later, look at me now. Oh my god. Like, I can't believe that. It's so funny to me. And then when the demo was actually released, I think that was the first game I played of 2015. And I played the demo, and then like I really, really love like mysteries and like true crime kind of stuff. So I was definitely like hooked by like the first half of it, and then bought it, and then through Twitch someone gifted the season pass, and it's been a very long road of suffering since.
It's so funny how you say that your first impression of Chloe was that you didn't like her.
I know,
like,
it's so
I
weird.
was the total opposite. I was like, wow, I really like Chloe, and then towards the end, I was like, eh.
Really?
I like
Okay.
Max more.
Yeah, I like both of them, like, almost equally. I just favor Chloe more, because, like, I eventually found out why I didn't like her. I kind of started to understand why I didn't like her, and it wasn't for, like, any kind of, like, legit, like, oh, I think she's annoying, or I think she's, you know, blah, blah, blah kind of reasons. It was just because, like, the parts I don't really like about myself, I kind of saw in her. I was kind of like, you know?
Yeah.
So that's the reason why. But, you know, when I found out more about her, I'm like, oh my god, this is, like,
Alright, I gotcha.
I feel connected.
What all did you use for your Chloe cosplay as far as like references go, like game files, fan art, etc.?
When I go for references, I absolutely I try to only work off like in-game images or like models that people post, because I want it kind of depends on the costume or the character. Like, some characters I'm like, I don't care if I don't get the right color, or like, I just want to have fun. But some characters, like Chloe, I'm like, I need to get this down to every detail. And I've missed 2, and I'm still trying to work on them, but, like, you know, time.
What do you mean you missed 2?
I don't have her bracelets, and that's because I have very small wrists, and everything I've tried on just falls off, or they all just pull at the bottom of my hand, and it just doesn't look good. So I have to make them somehow. And then the patches on her jeans, I just didn't have any, like, lavender fabric lying around, or, like, one of the patches has, like, a floral print, and I'm like, I don't have this, and, like, it's a small detail you kind of forget about over time. Yeah, but,
for sure.
I used... Yeah, just in-game stuff, because there were some things I was very specific about, like her jacket. Like, I made that completely from scratch. And I had a hard time with deciding what color fabric, because a lot of people go for black, and, like, that's kind of what I initially thought. Mm-hmm. But then as I looked more in detail and, like, playing the game, like, it's a very dark brown, especially in the sun, like, in the junkyard scenes, like, it's definitely a brown. And it was just kind of one of those, like, decisions where you're like, am I seeing the right color right here? Because everyone's perceiving a different color, and it's just, yeah, the perfectionist in you gets kind of like,
it's the dress and Life is Strange.
Yes, it is. It is. Oh my god, that is so true.
All right, so if you look over at your the pictures that we have here, can you tell us the process of constructing this cosplay?
Okay, so I believe I started off. My friend and I just did, like, a quick makeup test, so, like, one day, like, in the summer, so, like, I bought, like, the blue beanie at Hot Topic and the suspenders at Hot Topic, which was great, and you could still find those 2 items there, so if you need the suspenders and that beanie, Hot Topic still has them. I checked, I was there the other day. And the jeans I had lying around, they are actually dyed, though, and, because Chloe's jeans are kind of, like, a very light grayish blue. So I mixed 2 RIT dyes, because if you try to get, the gray that RIT has is just way too light and it will not show up. So you have to mix their black and their Kelly green, because the Kelly green will neutralize the purple tones in the black, and you will get like a true like charcoal black gray, and then you can just dilute it from there. If anyone wanted to know. And the tank top I also made from scratch. I just, like, traced a tank top I owned already, and, like, Chloe kind of has, like, these little, like, cuts around the neckline, so I had to input those as well. And then the bottom of it kind of, like, it has a name, but I can't think of it right now. It kind of, like, rounds out in the front and then, like, comes back up where the seam is. So, like, I had to cut it that way as well, and, like, she has, like, little cuts and tears in the bottom. And as for the image, I hand-painted it, because tell me about it. That was painted like the night before my flight to Dragon Con too, and that was pretty stressful.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was pretty difficult though, because like I'm at this point in like my cosplay like life, I've painted a lot of things, like I'm pretty like, you know, well-rounded with it. But this was pretty difficult because the skull kind of has like this watercolor type. Well, the whole game has like a watercolor type property to it, so trying to like emulate that with fabric paint it doesn't work, and it was so hard to get that to to get that effect. So I'm very, very proud of this tank top, but honestly, it's very sacred to me. Like, I keep it in a plastic bag, and, like, you know, nothing touches it. Anytime I pack it, it is sacred. Nothing can mess up that damn tank top, because that was so much work. And that's the only reason why I haven't made any of Chloe's other tank tops, because I'm like, do I want to do this to myself again? Yeah. But yeah, so, because I was going to do an iron-on transfer, which is good if you're going to wear a costume, like, once, or if it's on stiff fabric. But for a tank top like Chloe's, it's going to, like, kind of ripple, and you're going to be able to tell where the image is, and it just, they get kind of shiny, too. And then also... Yeah, definitely. Also, over time, it will start to wrinkle as well. Like, if you pack it funny, or, like, if you throw it in a bag after a con, or, like, you know, long day at the con, like, it will start to, like, get those creases in it, and it's not good for, like, in the long run at all. So that's why I was like, I have to paint it. So yeah, so that was a nightmare with the tank top. And then the wig was a whole another debacle. Oh my god. Like, I had fun dyeing the wig, but the mess after that, oh god. I still find blue splattered ink, like, around the sink in the garage, and on the washing machine, and the floor, and a couple things around the sink. Because I mix artist ink with, I believe it's 70% alcohol, like rubbing alcohol. And you kind of just, like, the more ink, the stronger it's going to be, obviously, so you just kind of use alcohol to dilute it. But you put that on synthetic wigs. And I painted the top with a Sharpie ink. So it was like a pink Sharpie. And then I added in the blue, and I kind of, like, blended it in around the edges. I actually do have to touch up this wig because it did bleed a lot, and my forehead was blue a couple times at cons, and my hands are blue. Actually, in some of my recent Chloe pictures where I'm not wearing the beanie, my fingertips are blue from touching the wig.
Wow.
So it does have its, like, downsides, but, like, I'm pretty proud of that wig. Especially, I got really lucky with the hairline on it too, because Chloe's hair, like, does, like, this, like, weird swoop thing, and, like, sometimes that can be really hard to, like, replicate with a wig, because wigs kind of just do what they want. But since this wig was parted on the right side and Chloe's hair is parted on her left, I had to switch the part, and that kind of helps it give it that, like, swoopiness. And hacking off the wig was fun too, because, like, it was pretty long, so, like, you can kind of get an idea of what Chloe would look like with, like, longer hair. And, like, I know Chloe does not give a shit about her hair, so, like, I didn't have to worry about, like, layering it properly or making it, if it looks too choppy, or, like, it actually was cut with, like, craft scissors in a bathroom. So I was like, you know, it's authenticity, it's perfect. So then after the jacket was completely made from scratch, and I actually made that pattern off, like, a plaid shirt I have, because that's more like more slim fitting than, like, an actual jacket is. So because I always try to pattern off stuff I know fits me well. And another, like, weird detail about her jacket is that, like, most jackets kind of like like how her tank top is, how it kind of, like, rounds towards the front. Hers is, like, a straight line all around. So trying to get that to, like when I was looking in the mirror and trying to get it to hit at just the right spot, because, like, it doesn't, like, completely cover her, because, like, you can still see the white tank top, obviously. So, like, just trying to get, like, where exactly the jacket hits, like, on her hip, and, like, her sleeves are pushed up, but I kind of made them just short, so they would always sit there, and I wouldn't have to worry about pushing them up all the time. And, like, the little cuffs on them are flipped up, and there's also, like, these little, like, I forget what they're called, but, like, these little strap things that are, like, on the shoulder. And the pockets, which I regret not making functional, because I just realized in my most recent playthrough that Chloe keeps her wallet in, like, one of the top pockets. And that would be very helpful, because I don't have any place to put my phone or anything when I wear Chloe. I usually just shove all my stuff in my friend who cosplays Max. I just shove everything in her bag.
Well, that's pretty accurate. That's what Chloe
I know,
would do.
right? That's exactly how I felt. But but unfortunately the pockets are not functional. And then the boots. Okay, the boots. I'm actually pretty like happy with that boot selection because I got them off like eBay for like $20, and I thought, oh god, these are gonna hurt. They're gonna fall apart. You know, it's just not gonna be a fun time. But I actually wear them like pretty much almost every day, and like I wear them to work and stuff. So like, you know, long hours standing, and these boots are just fantastic.
Wow.
I can't believe from eBay, but I had to buy a little bit of a heel on it because Chloe's a little bit taller than me, and I painted on the details because I thought they would just have like that white trim at the top and like the brown wooden heel, but there's actually a butterfly design on her boots. I don't know. A lot of people didn't know that. Like, I actually, when I met Ashley Birch, like I showed it to her and she had no clue about that.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I hand painted all of that, and then like the heel I was kind of worried about because like I forgot to like sand it down so the paint would stick better. So like when you kind of try to paint on like plastics, it gets really like streaky, like it doesn't like sit right. It won't like completely cover it. But it actually worked for that heel because it made it look wooden. Because you know wood has like those like, you know, curved lines and all that stuff. The naturally looking.
Of it, yeah.
Yeah, the grain. Yeah. So that worked out perfectly. Like some cosplays, some stuff just falls into place perfectly. Yeah. So that was great, and I love my boots a lot, and I wear them all the time. And then the fun part, the goddamn tattoo. Oh my god, that was such a nightmare trying to figure that out. That was like the very last thing I worked on for Chloe, because it was just, I've never done a tattoo in that scale or on a right arm, because I'm right-handed, and I was like, there's no way I could paint this. And because I cosplayed Delson Rowe, but like gender swapped, so like his forearm tattoo is like, it's on the left. So like I painted that for every con. It wasn't like too difficult. But I was like, that's not going to happen with Chloe's tattoo. And it's such a beautiful tattoo that I didn't want to, like I wanted to make it the best that I absolutely could. And I was considering having my friends paint it on, but I was like, no, I can't really ask them of that. Like, the morning of a con, nobody wants to paint someone else's arm. And I heard about these transfers through this cosplayer called Commander Holly. She actually has a YouTube channel, and she has a video on this. And there's like two different ways. Like, there's this more like high quality transfer paper that I still can't find, and I haven't really had the time to really take the risk and bind something that, you know, I don't know if it's exactly what I need. So I started using this stuff from Amazon, and it's called it's by this brand called Silhouette, and it's just called tattoo transfer paper. It's super easy to find. It's about like $8 for 2 sheets. I usually buy 2 sets just in case I mess up one. So like I have 2 sets of her tattoo just in case, because these things, I found out the first time I cosplayed Chloe, are very delicate when it comes to water. Like, somehow a tiny drop of water got on it, and it just messed it up. Like, it would not peel off correctly. It was just a nightmare.
Wow.
But anyways, I did use the concept art for her tattoo, which is pretty much accurate, but I was worried that scaling it to my arm would like make it pixelated or like stretch it too much. And that was like really stalling me for the longest time, because I did not think it was going to work at all. But then I just sucked it up, and I tried it out, and I used like a inches to pixels kind of calculator online, and I just measured how long I needed to go on my arm, because it covers like her shoulder, like the rounded part of it, all the way down to about 3 inches above her wrist. And it doesn't wrap completely. It does a little bit at the top. So I think for like, I have a pretty like small, like skinny arm, so like I didn't have to worry about like losing the quality on the image too much. And I printed it out. It's like 2 separate pieces, so like there's actually a seam on it that I have to match every time. And the color came out great. So you just print it on any kind of computer. I mean, any kind of printer. Like, it doesn't need special ink or anything like that. You just gotta mirror flip it and all that stuff. And you put like this protective like plastic sheet on it, and you kind of just smooth it out so like you could store it properly. And, it's not gonna get messed up. You have to let the ink dry though. I've messed up on that a few times. And you cut it out, blah blah blah, and then like it works just like those tattoos you had when you were a kid from like like party favor bags, the ones where you just put like a warm towel on the back of it and then like it just slides off. It's exactly how it is, but it's a gigantic tattoo.
Oh my god.
And you can powder it a little bit. You just have to make sure like your skin is like pretty, not like overly moisturized, but if your skin's too dry, it will just peel off. And so like there's a little bit of maintenance to it. And it lasts since it's such a big tattoo, I let it kind of start to peel on its own, because if you try to get it off all at once, like in the shower, it's murder on your skin.
Oh, okay.
It does not feel good. So like I have to like let it peel throughout the week and kind of try not to get it too wet until it's ready to just, get completely peeled off.
All right.
Yeah.
Going back to the wig, what color was it? Was it like a white wig, like a blonde, or?
It should have. I thought it's platinum blonde, and I thought it was blonde enough to not pick up any of the green tones and the blue, because then it gets kind of turquoisey, which I'm kind of mad about my wig right now, because like I need it to get the more accurate blue, so I have to retouch it. But definitely, I advise using a white or almost white wig for that, because Chloe's hair is a very true like cyan blue. Like there's no turquoise to it, so it's like it gets pretty tough trying to get that color right, especially like I already knew that with like real hair, so I knew it was going to be an issue on the wig. But the thing with these wigs, you can't really tone it like you can with real hair, so like you have to get something it's going to be a good base for the color like right off the bat.
Right.
And you did use contacts as well, didn't you?
Oh yeah. I use I need to get because contacts are pretty expensive, because I didn't want to use circle lenses, because like I do a lot of anime cosplays, so all of my lenses are like circle lenses, so like they have like the larger, like they're the eye enlarging ones. And unfortunately I'm still using those for Chloe, but I'm trying to find some regular diameter contacts that are strong enough on camera, because like gray blue eye contacts tend to be hit and miss. But yeah, I use super pinky gray, which I also use for Cora and pretty much anytime I have blue eyes for a costume.
Alrighty, so that seems pretty much it about the cosplay, and just shows how much effort you put into it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, okay, since I'm very like passionate about Chloe, like I don't mind putting in the hard work. It doesn't even feel like work, honestly. I mean, it's a little stressful sometimes, but you don't. It all comes from love, so like it doesn't feel as stressful as it sounds. Although it does make some funny stories later, though.
Okay then, so moving on, so which character in the game do you like more than others, or relate to the most? That'll probably be a stupid question.
Yeah, well, especially with me. I mean, just how I like anybody that like has seen my social media. It's just a funny question, but definitely Chloe, like hands down. I have never ever connected with a character so much, and fortunately a game like Life is Strange is a lot more realistic in showing like people's lives, because like you can relate to characters in other games, but there's a pretty high chance they're like an elf or like in space and like just things experiences that aren't as tangible and like that you can't really relate to so much. But like Life is Strange is just a normal American story of like youth, so like it's very easy for people to like see themselves in these characters, and that's what Chloe was like for me. But I also, and I know I've talked about Chloe all the time, but I do relate to Max a little bit as well. And there was another character I was thinking about. Is it just I think it's just the two of them, Max and Chloe. Yeah, but Chloe more so because I actually, a funny story, I tried just for the hell of it to do a makeup test as Max, and I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror. It was just too funny. I don't know. It was just, I couldn't. I was like, no, I'm Chloe. I can't do this. I can't. This doesn't make any sense. Like, I couldn't stop laughing. I could not stop laughing. I don't know why, but like, it was, I don't know. Like, that's when I knew, like, no, it's Chloe. It's always been Chloe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you just?
Huh?
Oh,
No,
sorry. Go ahead.
No, I yapped too much. Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say you recently got a tattoo,
Yes.
like a RL tattoo.
Yeah.
So what was the meaning behind it?
Oh man, I can't believe I did. Honestly, like I keep looking like, oh my god, I did it. Like I finally did it. Because like I've always wanted tattoos. I've always been a fan of tattoos. But because of stuff like cosplay or ballet, you kind of need to be like a blank canvas. Like it's a personal option because I have a lot of friends that have tattoos and still cosplay. Like it's not an issue. It's just based on how you want to cosplay. And I hate body paint and I hate covering up. You know, I just hate body paint in general. So I can't even imagine covering up like a full sleeve like I would preferred. So I just wanted something small that was like easy to cover up. And like I figured it was time because like Chloe, like, she means a lot to me because she represents a part of like my youth that I'm very proud of because like just like the culture I kind of like surrounded myself with in my teenage years because I was very into like pop punk and like I went to shows a lot. You know, music meant so much to me and like I was so expressive with like my clothes and my makeup and my music and stuff and like it's just a big part of like my teenagehood that like it's a very, very special place in my heart. And, like, Chloe reminds me so much of that. And actually, it cracks me up because the first time I saw Chloe's, like, whole design, I noticed that she had the black suspenders hanging down. And, like, I have not seen that since I was in high school because I used to wear that all the time. I'm not even shitting you. I seriously wore the black suspenders off my shoulders. And, like, that was so crazy to me. And I'm trying to find a picture of it, and I will post it when I find it. But, yeah, Chloe just represents a part of, like, my past self, like, in my past, like the things I've been through in life, good and bad, and then just remembering that, you know. As, like, you know, because when you get older, it's easier to, like, get overwhelmed with, you know, adulthood and, like, all the boring stuff and the hard stuff. You kind of just want to keep remembering, you know, who you are.
Yeah, I mean,
That's awesome.
When I found out about that, God, he posted a really, really touching piece on Instagram about it.
Oh yeah, for the feels.
Yeah, getting feels everywhere.
So do you think you'll get more? Do you think you'll get more tattoos, or because of the cosplay?
Oh,
that's
definitely.
be it?
Okay. I definitely want to get more tattoos down the line. I'll probably just get smaller ones for now, and then like, I don't know. We could change. Honestly, like, I decided on this tattoo, like, the day before. Like, I just woke up and was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm finally
Today's the day.
Today's the day. I'm like, it's funny, though, because I was, like, thinking to myself, like, oh my god, I'm just the hugest Life is Strange trash on the planet right now. I have, like, capped my level. There was no farther I could go. Because I was, like, I wanted to do something special for Chloe's birthday. And I was like, what should I do? I mean, like, I already posted a lot of, like, my cosplay pictures, like, you know, I don't have anything new right now. How much I could do? I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do something that I feel it just feels right now. So I'm gonna do it. And I did it. And I'm pretty happy with it. And it didn't hurt. I mean, I have a pretty high pain tolerance, and it didn't hurt that much. It just felt like, just like a pinch, but like a dragging pinch, I guess.
Great.
I know, it sounds crazy. Because I have, like, really thin wrists, and, like, they're pretty bony, and, like, the skin is pretty, like, delicate here. And I heard it was going to hurt like crazy, and, like, great, you know. Yeah. Why did I choose this spot? But it was over pretty quick, because it's just, like, quick line work.
Okay.
So, like, it was over pretty fast.
Alright.
I think at worst, tattoos feel like a sweat bee, sting, or bite, whatever they do.
Yeah, a lot of people say it feels like a sting, too.
But they're not that bad.
No.
Well, I guess it depends on where you get them, but...
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
true. Yeah.
It's like people, they get, like, palm tattoos. Oh my god, I can't fathom that. It makes me cringe thinking about it, like, ugh, that pain, I can't imagine.
No, yeah.
So what actually hurt you more, the tattoo or the game?
The game! The game! The game! God damn it, the game! That is such a good question, and it is absolutely the game. Oh my god, yeah, it's the game. The game will hurt so much more than the tattoo.
So there you have it. If you made it through Life is Strange, you can make it through a tattoo.
You can probably make it through 40 tattoos.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
All right then. All right, so you kind of already answered this question, but if you want to, just go over it again.
Okay.
So at conventions, do you generally get approached by like a lot of Life is Strange fans, or how does that work?
At cons lately, yeah, because I think some people like who follow me, like they find me in other costumes, like not Chloe, and like they'll still come up to me and talk about it, and I'm so glad when I find these people or when people come up to me for it, because like I'm like, finally I can talk about this. I've been wanting to talk about this all day. I'm always ready to talk about Life is Strange, just so everyone out there knows. And it's funny because like I wear the bullet necklace for Chloe every day. Like at first I started wearing it because I was kind of like it was after episode 4, a little bit after episode 4. So I made the necklace by this point, and it was kind of just like I didn't want to say like a mourning, but like, just having hope that Chloe was going to be okay. Mm-hmm. And since then, like, I kind of just forget it's there for the most part, and then actually wear it under pretty much every cosplay I can get away with it. And when someone comes up to me about Life is Strange, the first 2 things I do, I'm like, wait, are you guys ready for this? Are you ready? And then I'll pull out the necklace, and then like I'll like turn around, like lift up the back of my wig and show my blue hair, and I'm like, yes, you've come to the right person for this.
Oh my god.
I'm
That's
just
funny.
so down to talk about the game all the time. I'm so happy when people come up to me about it too.
Wow.
That is just amazing to hear. Oh.
I am very unashamed of like my level of trash. I am just screaming all the time.
Oh yeah, I kind of relate because kind of where I live, there's like hardly any conventions happening, and if there is, they sell no like Life is Strange like fan art whatsoever or prints. So basically,
about that too.
what I did was I basically printed off a missing Rachel Amber poster and just stuck it to the side of my computer whilst I'm working.
Nice.
And just I feel like complete trash every time I look at it.
Dude, my room is just like, oh, it's getting worse. Speaking of fan art, after the first con I went to after episode 5, I just knew. I put aside some Christmas money. I knew I was going to spend a lot of money on Life is Strange fan art at the con. I even brought a poster tube because I knew I was going to buy so much. And I left the con with like 2 buttons, 2 stickers, like 2 prints, and a small print. And my collection continues to grow because I have no self-control when I see Pricefield fan art at a con. And it's like growing up my wall, and it's just taking over. Because like I had my Polaroids that I've taken from like cosplay shoots, and my collector's edition, and like my Polaroid camera and all that stuff. And it's just gradually taking over the entire wall.
Yeah, I've got a shrine, and
yeah, I got my shrine. Yeah.
When April comes, I'll have my official merch. Oh yeah, you do, Jess. You just send it to everybody.
I'll get that in the package.
Okay.
Nice.
Tomorrow.
Someone actually dubbed it my Life is Strange crying den. I actually have a folder in my phone with all my references and saved pictures, and it's called Life is Strange crying den. There's like 500 pictures in there.
That's awesome.
Alright. We probably got to get back on topic here.
Yeah. Sorry. I told you I talked too much.
So, during your first playthrough, who did you believe to be responsible for Rachel's disappearance and why?
I was very suspicious of Nathan, and I've always had a bad feeling about Jefferson. He's something about him, especially in the lines that his first lines in the game, which like, first of all, he's way too pretentious. He's way too pushy on Max. I do not like this guy. like I feel like I'm a very good judge of characters, so I knew Jefferson. I had a red flag on Jefferson right off the bat, but I was more leaning towards Nathan just because like he, the picture of Chloe in his room and stuff like that. Like there's a lot more like tangible evidence of him having a part in this.
I love him. Sorry.
I know I have more sympathy towards him now. Like when I played it this time around.
Mm-hmm.
And you either let Warren continue to beat him up or you stop Warren. Like, I let Warren beat him up was like, I did this last time, I'll just go with this option.
Yeah.
But then hearing him, like, really, like, weaken and actually kind of cry towards the end, I was like, fuck, that feels so bad, I can't do this. So I rewound, and I was like, Warren, knock it off, let's go. Yeah.
Kind of going back onto what you said about Mr. Jefferson, after playing the second playthrough, I found out that he seemed a bit too charismatic.
Yeah, that's what I didn't like about him. I don't know, something just, I don't know.
Well, plus two, you can never trust a grown man with a goatee.
Yep, exactly. I was laughing so hard when I found that again.
Yeah.
All right.
So, if you do consider cosplay to be just a hobby, I mean, I don't know if you make money off of going to conventions or all that, but if it is just a hobby, how long do you see yourself doing it?
I do make money sometimes if I have a booth. I've only had one booth so far, but, like, I did sell prints once. And, like, I've done, like, commission stuff, so, like, if you make this costume and show up, like, hey, we'll pay you for it, It doesn't happen often, but, so I make money sometimes, but I mainly will always do it because I love it, and like I like sharing it with my friends, and pretty much as long as I enjoy cosplay, that's as long as I'm gonna do it. If it ends tomorrow or like 30 years from now, it's not gonna matter.
Are you actually considering to sell prints in the future?
Yes, I'm trying so hard, especially when I released the picture, my Chloe picture with the Rachel Amber posters. Like, I've never gotten that many requests for a print. And I'm trying to. It's just, like, I want the prices to be fair, especially for, like, international shipping and stuff like that. And, like, there's just a lot you have to factor into it. Like, shipping materials and, like, what's a fair price for this and blah, blah, blah. Like, it's a little complicated. But I'm trying. I'm definitely trying. And we might... with the photographer I usually shoot with for Life is Strange, since we have a lot of like Pricefield and a lot of unreleased pictures that are really, really beautiful, and I'm really proud of like our teamwork on this. We might do like a photo book we might sell, because like a lot of the pictures are kind of like there's kind of like a story to it. Like it'll make sense later when they're all released, but like
I would buy the shit out of that.
Oh, I'm so glad, because like I want it for myself too. Like I want to just cry and look at my own pictures. Yeah.
Add it to the den.
Yeah. All right. So some people may not know, but were you able to meet some people involved with Life is Strange, and who were they? What were the experiences like?
Actually, yeah, so I did. I have met Ashley. I met her at a con, so SAC Anime, and that had a funny story. I personally felt like I was yapping too much. You know how like you get a little too excited and you talk too much? Like I kind of felt like that was like, ooh, okay, I need to like take it down a notch. And then I handed her a print, but I was like yapping about my wig or something, so I didn't notice what she wrote. And let me pull it up because I don't want to mess it up. It's like I didn't have anything on her sign. I totally forgot. I was gonna bring a Polaroid, so I just had her sign this print that I bought at the con. And she wrote something like, "You're better Chloe than I am," and then she put like her, and I was like, I don't know how to deal with this. This is too much for me. Especially because I was when I found that out, I was like digging through my bag and I was trying to make sure the print wasn't getting crushed. And like I looked at the back of it, and my friend's talking to me. I was like, oh my god, I need a minute. This is too much.
Wow.
So yeah, it means a lot to me. I mean, that kills me because like, yeah, because like a lot of times in cosplay, like people are like, oh, you make a perfect blah blah blah. And you're like, oh, thank you, but you don't really believe it because like. I don't know, because it's just like, self-conscious.
Yeah, people being nice.
Yeah. So, like,
whatever.
yeah, so when it's someone that actually voiced the character and was pretty much the life and backbone to that character, like, it means so much more. So much more. And then I also met Michelle, one of the directors for the game, and art director, I believe. And that was fun to talk about the game and stuff, and, like, how much it meant to me, and, like, you know, every aspect I could think I could yap about. And then another instance of me just fangirling and falling apart, because we took a Polaroid, right?
Yeah.
And then on Twitter, the caption for it was, I had a nice time meeting Amethyst, and I was like, no, you did not just do that, I can't, this is too much. That sealed the deal for him, like, okay, I could die now.
Yeah.
I'm good. Yeah, so like, that was, I feel really fortunate to have met anybody that's been a part of the game. It's been, like, I've just always happened to be in the right place at the right time or something, but, like, that, I've always wanted to be able to meet one of the creators for one of my favorite games and be able to talk about it, so that meant a lot, just as a gamer in general, too.
I want to see you meet Hannah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I know, I want to meet her, too! Wait, I want to meet her, yeah.
Well, you live so close to her too. Like, I mean, well, in the same, you know, state and everything. So
Wait, is she in LA?
Yeah.
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 Oh, I'm in LA a lot.
Yeah, she does
Oh
shows
my
quite
gosh.
often.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, next goal.
She's like a sweetheart, total sweetheart.
I know, I watched the podcast, oh my god.
Oh, awesome.
Right then, so, out of all 5 episodes of the game, which episode do you consider to be your favorite?
3. Always 3. I mean, at least 75% of 3, at least. But, definitely 3. That was, like, yeah, that was, like, the major, like, that's when I knew I was, like, I was done for. Like, this game had its claws in me. Yeah, Price Feel Trash. Also, that was just, like, when I went off the cliff into the trash, into the Life is Strange dumpster, into the, what do you call it, like, landfill. I'm not even trash anymore, I'm just landfill.
Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't you post, like a playthrough of episode 3 on your YouTube channel?
Yes, I actually have the entire stream, so it's it's like my actual reactions, and my friend. And we actually made our cosplay agreement to cosplay Max and Chloe on the stream, so it's there. It's, yeah, my entire natural reaction to the entire episode is there, and how long it took me to sneak past the principal.
Oh my god.
It took, like, a heinous amount of time.
Oh, that took way too long.
It took me so long. Oh my god. Thinking back on it now, I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry anybody had to sit through this stream. So yeah, that's up there, and I also filmed a Let's Play recently of the 1 through 5, but it's gonna be more of a compilation because, like, the episodes are pretty long, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, so you mentioned ballet earlier. How did you get started on that, and what were your experiences with it?
Okay. Well, I always had an interest in ballet, but then as, you know, I went through, like, my teenage rebellion stage, I was like, I'm too punk for ballet, you know, I don't want this, like, rain, it's so girly, blah, blah, blah. And, which was definitely, okay, I know the other day on Twitter I posted, like, don't ever think you're too punk rock for anything, because ballet did change a lot for me. It taught me a lot of very valuable lessons in life skills, like just being, you know, having, like, being, like, enacting on your ambition, or, like, being passionate and, what's it called, self-discipline, especially, and just knowing that if you want something, you have to work really hard for it. You know, you have to do whatever it takes that you feel you need to do. So it taught me a lot of important lessons. And I did post that on Twitter the other day, but then I kind of thought about it and realized that in the end, it actually did end up being a little too punk rock for ballet. Because the thing about ballet, it requires a lot of perfectionism, which I am kind of a perfectionist, but I don't like when other people are telling me to do something perfectly. And just, like, ballet is such a, like, you're listening to other people all the time. And, like, you have to you're always focusing on being, you know, doing what your teacher wants and doing, you're kind of having to live under someone else's expectations a little bit. And that's kind of like a downside to ballet. Mm-hmm. And kind of like when I was kind of like having my tipping point with ballet and it was just becoming too much for me mentally, that's when I started to get into cosplay. Because in cosplay, like, I did whatever I wanted on my own time, my own way. And that is, I kind of learned that's how I am just in general with anything I do. So, yeah, that's the story with ballet. It taught me a lot, but ended up not being the greatest for me, and then it kind of led me into cosplay.
How long did you do it for?
I did it for I was kind of a late starter. I did it for 4 years, but I was really, 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 really adamant on doing the best I could. So I was doing, like, I think at most I did, like, maybe 14 hours a week for a little bit. I mean, I was pretty hardcore. Like, it was my life. It was everything I did. I danced, like, 5 days a week to 6. I was pretty crazy about it, like a little bit of Black Swan level. Yeah. But, yeah, I worked really hard. And I eventually, in, like, a year, was in the advanced levels at my studio, and made it onto the competition team the first try. So, okay. Yeah, raw passion. That's what got me through it.
And then it turned you into Chloe, so...
Yes! God damn it.
How did that happen?
Who knows? Well, honestly, I still carry a little bit of my, like, pop punk tendencies into ballet, because I always wore black leotards and gray. I never wore any of the bright colors. I hated ballet tights, because they're, like, light pink. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, so I still carried a little bit on. And I had, like, pink hair, too, and, like, blue hair and green hair. So, yeah, doing ballet. So I wasn't a very traditional ballerina.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
All right, so would you mind talking about your upcoming Life is Strange music video?
Oh man, okay. So we are working on that. I know I said I started it like back in October, but I'm pretty glad I held out on it, because being a perfectionist, and I obviously have a lot of passion for this game. So I want it to be the absolute best I can possibly make it with my means and what energy I have. So I actually waited, because in the back of my head I was like, if I just wait a few months, we could probably film in San Francisco and Seattle, which are two, key places, not like in the game, but like they're part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like Max's family is in Seattle. And then, the whole trip to San Francisco, except this time Max will make it to San Francisco with Chloe and no one's dying. So, yeah, for Seattle and San Francisco, that's more of like an after episode 5 kind of thing. We're working on like what we want for the feel of it and what we want to kind of portray with it as well. But it's just basically a tribute to Pricefield and like the aesthetics of the game and stuff.
So, I mean...
I also want to make people cry. That's my goal. That is my absolute goal. I hope so. I really do.
I'm so excited for that video. Seriously, kind of when you kind of somewhat announced it recently that it'll be out like later this year, I believe?
Probably like late spring, just to give us enough time to edit it, and we might... Because we wanted to do the pool scene too, but now that I have a tattoo, like I can't go in a pool for like a few weeks. Mm-hmm. So we might have to wait a little bit longer for that scene to be filmed, and that might take some time. But yeah, it's kind of up in there. Probably late spring, very, very early summer.
Yeah, that's going to be so much fun to wait for.
Yeah, it's hard because like I'm in San Francisco, or videographer we're working with is in Portland, and then my friend that cosplays Max, Rachel, she lives in LA. So I know Rachel made it to LA and she's fine. in this timeline.
Yeah.
So like we're all over the place, so it makes it very hard. We have to like plan things like so meticulously and just kind of like do a con and then go shoot like on location somewhere, so it gets kind of difficult. It's a lot of planning.
Alright, so moving on. Just straight up question, who are your favorite cosplayers?
That's kind of a hard question because like so many of my friends are cosplayers, and a lot of my friends that like inspire me. I mean, like a lot of cosplayers that inspire me are actually just my friends, because like I actually get to work with them too, and like get to see them work, so it's really nice. But pretty much anyone like I share their costumes, or like I don't know, like to me cosplay is like it's a big community thing, so like being able to like be like on friend level with everyone, not like I don't really like idolize anyone, I guess, because like I know so many cosplayers that I kind of feel like we're all just in it together,
Yeah.
Like I think just anybody who has the guts to cosplay is a great cosplayer, because like it does take a lot, and I kind of forget that sometimes. And I'm just proud of anyone that's been able to do it, because it does take a lot.
That's awesome.
Huh.
So you hear some horror stories about the community, but it's awesome to hear that there are equal parts as great. So
Definitely, yeah.
Well, there are some instances where people, become a savage with their cosplays. Like, there's an image of a Rachel Amber cosplay, which is just
the trash bag one.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that. Oh my god.
I feel like that's something I would wear to a Comic-Con or something.
Oh my god, you know what's funny? At KatsuCon, there was a Life is Strange gathering, and I only saw the pictures because like I didn't attend any cosplay Chloe that weekend, but there was a Rachel Amber making it rain with Rachel Amber posters, and it was the best image I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my god.
Oh, that was so funny.
Wow.
So the most important question, and it's probably pretty obvious, but Bae, B-A-E, or Bae, B-A-Y?
Bae all the way, every timeline, every universe, anytime. It will always be Chloe. Always. I actually kind of talk about in my Let's Play like why I chose that decision, and like okay, if I can like kind of shorten it now because like I talk way too much, but like not just because like I love Chloe a lot, but it's also because I'm trying to, like, because both endings, no matter what anyone says, are bad endings. Like bad as in like how Max will be affected by it later on in life. There's no good route for her. She's gonna hurt either way. So to me, and gathering from my life experiences, you either choose to sacrifice Chloe, and yet yes, Max won't have the guilt of possibly sacrificing a whole town, but she's gonna go through it alone. Everything from that week, she's the only one that remembers that, and the only one that has really fully experienced any of that and had to see Chloe die so many times, and knowing that she had to consciously let Chloe die, that will ruin a person. Like, I know someone who had to see their loved one pass away in a very, 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 very similar way to Chloe, and she, to this day, can remember it fully. Like, clear as day. She will never forget any detail of that day. So, you either have Max live with that memory on her own, but not have any guilt, or have Max be able to keep Chloe, someone who knows her struggle and knows her story and knows all the pain she dealt with that week, to help her cope, knowing that someone understands completely because they were there. And it is pretty awful to kind of sacrifice a whole town, but she didn't really have to see it in gory details. So it's easier for the brain to cope if you don't see it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think being able to have Chloe as someone to help her cope and for support is just really important in any kind of recovery. Because if you have someone that experienced it with you, that bond is like unbreakable. So for me, out of the two evils, I had to choose to give Max that person to help her get through it.
Man, I don't know if I was emotionally prepared for that answer.
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
No, that's that's an amazing, incredible answer. That's one of the best ones I've heard.
Well, thank you, because a lot of people were like, how could you sacrifice the whole town, blah, 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 but like, for anyone that's been through any kind of traumatic experiences, like your opinion is just completely different. Like there's no one, you can never be prepared for that moment or that kind of decision, you know.
Luckily, no one will have to actually ever go through this.
Yeah, and if they do, if a town gets wrecked, we know what happened.
Damn it, Chloe. Damn it, Max.
I know. God damn it.
All right. So, the last of the regular questions. Do you have any advice to those who want to start or continue cosplaying?
Okay. If you're thinking about starting cosplay, just fucking do it. Just do it. Like, don't even think about it. Like, don't even let those insecurities come into your mind. Like, just, if you take that passion you have for the game or the character, or maybe this armor build, whatever it is, you take that and you let that fuel you to do whatever the hell you want. Whether it's just the costume or, hey, you want to do a photo shoot, you want to make a video, you want to sell a photo set of it, you want to teach people how to do this. You take it, do whatever the hell you want with it. Like, that's what cosplay is. It's your terms, your ideas, and your time. So it's all on you to do. It's all in your hands. And, like, don't let yourself miss out on, like, these important, like, life skills that you're going to learn, but also, like, the social aspect. That is, like, for me, cosplay was such a major thing to come into my life because a lot of my friends don't really care about video games or anime the way that I do. So getting to meet these people and, like, to actually be a part of a community and, like, get to make all those inside fandom jokes with people and hang out and, like, the jokes you guys are only going to get and be able to, even eventually, spend time out of cons with these people. Like, I have friends in, like, Seattle and, like, Canada and LA and, like, I have friends all over the country and even overseas now because of cosplay. Like, there's just so much it has to offer people. And don't let yourself miss out on that because of, like, some totally natural, worries or insecurities. Like, you just have to do it. Like, that's all there is to it, honestly.
God damn, dude, you're gonna make me cry before this interview is over.
Oh my god! Well,
So inspired.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, boy. I'm pretty much speechless at this point. Yeah. In the words of, someone great, don't let your dreams be dreams. Just do it.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yeah, oh my god, when that meme was going around, there were so many, like, don't let your cosplay dreams be dreams. And it was just everyone's motivation that summer, I swear. It was so funny.
Alrighty. So, it's probably time to move on to the fan questions.
Okay.
And this one has been asked by a lot of fans.
Oh god.
How many beanies do you have?
Okay, so I knew that question was going to come up. And honestly, my first thought when I read that on the sheet, I was like, you fuckers! Because, like, I said, like, as a joke, when I retweeted, I was like, ask how many beanies I have, because I thought it was funny, and, like, kind of like, just to get it out there, and, like, oh my god, you guys actually did it. I knew you guys would do this to me. So I went and counted, and I have about, like, 10, but I only wear one, and that's a blue one.
Okay.
I mean, like, I'll occasionally wear my other ones, because, like, I have Delson's beanie from Infamous Second Son, and I also have a PlayStation beanie, which I really love, but my main is my blue one.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like our first 5 emails was that.
Oh my god! I know that was from my Twitter followers. I know that was them. It was probably from people that follow my Twitch stream, honestly. I know it. I just know it.
Imran wants to know, and I apologize if I pronounced that name wrong.
I believe that's how you pronounce it.
Okay.
Yeah.
They want to know, how did you make your bullet necklace?
Okay, that's great. I'm glad I left that out of, like, my process earlier, because I totally forgot about it. But I did, like, when I was describing my cosplay, like, I totally forgot the necklace. But I made it out of the bullets, because I was going to order, like real bullets, like, from Etsy or something, but, like, I couldn't justify the price of paying for, like, 3 tiny little things, and I was kind of broke that summer, so I made them out of Warbler, which is a thermoplastic, and I personally love it because you can use every piece of it and it like adheres to itself. It's really great. Look up Warbler. It's great. So like I heated it up and like I kind of just rolled it like you did like with Play-Doh as a kid, and like I kind of like formed the bullets and stuff because I needed it to be a certain thinness and like length. I want it to be just like Chloe's because like and they sit at a certain part on the tank tops, so like I had to make sure it's in the right place and it's the right length.
Wow.
Right size, all that, yeah. And then I painted it, but all the paint came off because I wore it so much.
Have you thought about making them and selling them?
No, because I don't think a lot of people already do. So, and it's just, it wasn't really fun to make, honestly.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that's fine.
All right, so Larry wants to know how many trash cans have you kicked?
Another joke I put on Twitter, and I knew someone was actually going to send it. I don't know. I've kicked a lot of trash cans in my life. I kick the wood at work all the time because it's always in my way. When I'm putting the empty trash can back up at home, like I gotta like kick it up the driveway, just kicking them all the time. So it's probably just an infinite amount of trash cans and future trash cans that I will kick.
All right. So I apologize to Jess in advance. So do you picture the trash cans to be worn? Or...
Oh my god.
Yes. No. Okay, maybe. Sometimes when he's irritating me, like some of the dialogue he says, I'm like, I can't do this. Please free me from this person. I can't.
I like Nathan better, but I still like Warren.
I can't. I tried. Like, I don't think Lauren's like horrible. Like, I don't wish he was like dead or something like that.
No,
because a lot of people think I want him just to like die, but like I'm just very passionate, and he just kind of just irritates me a little bit. And I just can't put up with it.
It's okay.
There's also a picture of me in cosplay putting another Warren cosplayer in a headlock. That was fun. The cosplayer was really nice, though.
I was so tempted to remake that with the in-game models.
Oh my god, that'd be beautiful. That's art.
Okay. Moving on. So Sean would like to know: do you prefer to use a wig for your Chloe cosplay or hair dye?
I've gone back and forth about this a lot, and at first I was just wearing the wig because it has the pink roots, and if I was going to take a picture without the beanie, I wanted to be prepared at a con. Mm-hmm. But since I haven't had the time to touch up the color on the wig, and I don't like the color as it stands right now, I'm thinking that for Sakura Con next week, I might actually use my real hair for the first time, because my real hair I've managed to get to like a pretty accurate blue, and my haircut is pretty similar. I'd probably have to trim it a little bit in places, but like real.
Sorry.
Oh,
did you say Stalker Con?
Stalker? Oh, Sakura Con! Oh my god. I talk really fast and I tend to like combine words like that they're just very just not distinguishable. Oh my god, but Sakura Con. See how
okay.
Sakura Con. I promise I'm not going to a Sakura Con.
I was like, me!
Disturbing. But yes, I might consider it for the first time, but I don't know, because real hair is so finicky and like it just has to be just right on that day, So I'll bring it just in case. The wig. But a lot of people, oh my god, wait, sorry, just a related note at cons, because like I tend to wear my beanie at a con like after I take my wig off, because like post wig hair is just crazy and no one should see it. But I put my beanie on after, and if I change into like normal clothes or more casual clothes of the day, people really think I'm cosplaying Chloe. Like, I went to PlayStation Experience, and I didn't cosplay, I just wore normal clothes the entire weekend. And people were asking me for pictures, and like, are you the girl from that one game? I was like, how do I explain that I'm just like the biggest trash can in the junkyard? I can't. How do I explain this right now? And then one time I was wearing a Chloe button, and someone was like, why are you wearing a button of yourself? I'm like, oh god, what have I done?
You kind of dug yourself into that, though.
I know, I did. I definitely did. definitely did. But like, you kind of like think it's gonna happen. You're like, oh, I know someone's probably gonna say this, but like, you don't really think it's actually gonna happen. Like, you know, I don't know. It's funny every time though.
Alexander wants to know, what's the best way to find a convention near you?
I know for at least anime conventions, I think it's just called animeconventions.com or something like that, and like it has it listed by like date or like by area, by like coast or, you know, area in America at least. And then for international cons, I don't really know how to find, but I usually end up finding out about cons through like my friends going to them and be like, oh, we're at so and so. I'm like, okay, well, what's this? Well, where is it? You know, it looks pretty cool. I kind of want to go. So I kind of find out a lot through social media and like Tumblr or like just internet in general. Yeah.
All right. So, Jessica wants to know, if Rachel was never murdered, what do you think Max and Chloe's future together would look like? Great name, by the way. Gotta point that
out. My opinion kind of changed to this after I replayed 4 and 5, because I got the questions before that. But if nothing happened to Rachel, like, it kind of doesn't change the fact that she was still dating Frank behind Chloe's back. And Chloe obviously had like a stronger connection than friends with Rachel. And Chloe finding that out, we obviously saw her reaction to that. I think things will probably be on bad terms with Rachel for a little while. But I think knowing the bond that Chloe has with Max, it would just be water under the bridge after a while. And they would probably all just be hella best friends, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of considered like a huge love pentagon in a way. I mean, Max likes Chloe, Chloe likes Rachel, Rachel likes Frank, and Frank likes beans.
Oh my god, what a beautiful love story.
Yeah. Alright,
but
so...
just to be clear, Chloe loves Max all the way.
So does Warren.
Yeah, she even said it
No!
in the game.
Huh?
She said it twice in the game. What proof
No,
do you
okay.
need?
Replaying that game, they absolutely had a love for each other that was like just you couldn't compare it to anything. It was just so real. Like, I've never been convinced in a game. Like, I hate romance in video games. I never romance anyone. Fire Emblem, Mass Effect, Dragon Age, nothing. But Life is Strange, I was like, oh my god, this. I can believe in this. This is like, I fully believe what is happening on screen right now, and that is like my only OTP since childhood.
Yeah, I wanted to see. Okay. So May would like to know, did you ever expect Life is Strange to affect your life so much?
Absolutely not. I mean, not saying that was like not a special game or anything like that, but like playing the first episode, I was like, oh, this is interesting. And then when they showed the binders for the first time, I think, at the end of episode 1, I was like, oh, cool, like, I love murder mystery type stuff, like, oh, like, you know, could be pretty cool. I love Twin Peaks and X-Files, like, I like that Pacific Northwest mystery, supernatural stuff. And then, by episode 3, I knew it was just, oh man, that was done for. But, the game means a lot to me, not just because of, like, the connection I feel to Chloe, but also a lot of the stuff, like in just a lot of like Chloe and Max's interests and stuff like that in their rooms reminds me so much of like my teenagehood. And like, you know, when I was in high school, I played acoustic guitar and, you know, did Polaroid photography. You know, I was obsessed with bands and like going to shows and, you know, skull t-shirts and, you know, writing on my wall, and like it just it represents such an important part, like I was saying earlier, of like my youth, and something I'm so proud of looking back on, and something I look back fondly on. And Life is Strange is kind of just like a love story to like growing up, being a teenager in America and growing up, and it just really gets me right in the heart.
Kelvin wants to know, out of all the dank Life is Strange memes, which one is your absolute favorite?
That is a really difficult, honestly, because I have seen many a meme. And, I can't think of, like, a specific one, but there's a Vine account called, like, I can't remember what the Vine account is called, but they do strictly Life is Strange Vines, and they are so fun. Some of them are pretty dark, but it's so funny. I can't. There's also this one picture that I have. I don't think it classifies as a meme, but it's Chloe and Max on a motorcycle, and then Nathan and Jefferson on another motorcycle, and they're both exchanging bullet fire. And like, I don't know why Max has a sniper rifle, because it's not really helpful when you're that close. But it looks like Mad Max, and it's just so absurd. I love it. There's also another fan art someone did where like Chloe's like in a trash can, and then like Max is trying to put the lid on her, and it's just really funny.
Oh
There's a lot of funny things. Oh, and all the Hot Dog Man fan art.
Yeah.
I love that. Hot Dog Man is the best. Kind of. And then I remember that mustard picture. I'm like, never mind. Go back.
I know exactly what Vine account you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's Chloe's pirate booty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to make one myself, and
Mm-hmm.
it didn't go too well.
Oh, no.
Let's just say it involved Baby Got Back.
Oh, my God.
He makes the funniest videos. It's hilarious.
Yeah. No, don't. Okay. Yeah. Moving on.
All right. I have no idea how to say this name. Can you guys help me out? I apologize. Like, I'm so sorry.
But
Brewerbert?
Brewer? All right.
Brewerbert?
All right. So they want to know, what's your favorite song from the game?
Oh, okay. This is kind of hard. Because I do like obstacles. Because, like, okay. Okay. So, yeah, that's pretty tough. Because, like, I like obstacles and, like, its connections to Max and Chloe and, like, what it means in the game and stuff. And it's a beautiful song. And so was In My Mind, I believe.
yeah.
That's the title? Yeah. I really love that one. That one didn't hit me until later because, like, I finally had the guts to listen to the soundtrack and listening to that and realizing that that's a song that's associated with Chloe, because I know a lot of the songs are kind of tied to certain things. And, like, listening to the lyrics, I'm like, okay, like, I kind of relate to this, and also, like, it kills me thinking of Chloe and listening to it, because there's that one part that's, like, banging on my coffin. I still have one more tattoo to get, and I'm like, I'm gonna die. I can't. Oh my god, that was too much. But then what made it worse is when I played through the game again in episode 4, when Max comes back from the other timeline, and this song is playing in the background. I'm like, just fuck me up, don't nod. I mean, come on. I'm just done. Yeah, that hurt. But like music wise, I really like Mountains. Not like Spanish Sahara is a very amazing song if I can get myself to not associate it with Life is Strange at all. Because I never played that ending, so technically in my brain I don't really make that connection. But just don't listen to lyrics, and if I just focus really hard, I can listen to it.
Have you never seen that ending then?
I've seen screen caps and like up to the kiss, but after that I refuse. I can't do it, especially after playing it. Not recommended. After playing it. After the first time I finished episode 5, I can't do it. Like, that would just kill me. Like, the wound is still too fresh with Chloe. I can't let her go like that. I just can't.
I cry.
Yeah, I'm gonna cry, because the game never made me cry, honestly. Like, I got, like, felt, the heavy emotions, but, like, I never, like, actually, like, cried. I know some of my friends have actually just bawled on camera.
Oh,
but
yeah.
it never hit me like that. It doesn't hit me until after I'm playing the game, and I kind of, like, start thinking of, like, why I made this choice, or, why I think this character deserved better, and why, that's when I really started to, like, the first time I had to defend Chloe's, like, entire character to someone, I realized my eyes were watering, and I was like, okay, oh, man. That's when you're done for the game.
Yeah, I mean...
But also, because I realized I was kind of, like, low-key referring to myself as I was defending Chloe. I was like, okay. This character has a deeper meaning to me.
I mean, I absolutely adore Chloe in the game, and, like, I saved her without a doubt, but then I said, I wonder what the other ending was like, and I watched it. Couldn't sleep for 3 days.
Nope, I can't do it. Nope. I scroll so fast on Tumblr if I even see a hint of it. Okay, at first it was really hard to even see any of those images. Like, I just couldn't. It killed me to see it. And then over time, I have been very good at my denial bubble and maintaining it. And I can actually now look at fan art of Chloe with that ending, and I'm fine. I don't feel a thing, because I know Chloe Price is fucking alive.
Yeah. Just...
Also, I have convinced many people to go back and change their ending.
I like Christian's response that he gave us, that both exist in in like separate timelines.
Yeah.
And so the one that I choose to acknowledge is Chloe and Max alive.
With the right
Yep,
one.
forever.
Yep.
Forever. Pricefield forever.
You know, I'm just sitting here.
Yeah.
I can't.
I'm not going to say anything. This is your interview, not mine. Alright.
Okay, so it's time for the last question, which is from Gerard. And
Right.
they would like to know what was your reaction during the credits of the last episode.
Okay, so I thought I missed something when I read that, and then I rewatched the credits, and it says, like, thank you for crying. That's what they're referring to, right?
I guess so.
I think so.
I don't
Or maybe just with it being over. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay, well, funny story about that. Okay. Because I streamed episode 5, like, the day after it came out. Because that's actually the day I dyed my hair blue as well. And I was so distressed. Like, okay. We try and make this short. But after I played episode 4, I was so distraught about Chloe. I put one blue streak in my hair. Then after episode 5, I was so distraught. I just dyed the entire thing blue and cut my hair. It's like, you know what?
Wow.
Just the progress was hilarious. But
Dedication right there.
Mm-hmm. And after 4, this was the more strong reaction, because I was literally speechless and just staring at the screen, and everyone is like in the chat like, are you okay? Are you still alive? Blah blah. And yeah, I was like, okay, you guys, I'm gonna end the stream right here, and like didn't even like do my usual like goodbyes and like after stream chat. Like, I'm like, I gotta go. It's too much. And then 5, actually, like, I was just going through a rough time, so like the anxiety of it, like what the ending was gonna be like, was just too much for me with the anxiety I was already having. So I ended up spoiling the game for myself just to get it over with.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so angry that when I ended up getting to that final choice, like it was more out of spite. I was like, okay, you know, you're gonna make me choose. Well, guess what? I'm sticking with Chloe, just like I said I was going to. And I was very angry. So like I didn't really get the full range of emotions like everyone else was getting, because I was just too angry about, you know, having, you know, just the outcome of, you know, everything. Mm-hmm. And then when I replayed it recently, that's when it was more heavy. Like, I still chose the same ending, and like I still stand by it, but like just now knowing everything that they've been through, because when you stream a game, you don't really pick up on a lot because you're too busy talking, and you're kind of just already anxious because you're in front of like essentially a crowd.
Right.
So getting to play it like alone and really getting to look and like listen, it was kind of hard to fall asleep that night. That game is really sad, man. That game is sad.
Feels sad, man. So that's the end of all the questions then. Thank you to everybody who submitted a question. I mean there were so many good ones, and so many people who had to ask about the beanies that we kind of
my god.
Just saved many fans.
I was eating those beanies!
I wasn't sure if we were going to get real questions for you or not.
Oh my god, I know!
Every email was like, how many beanies? How many blue things? How many trash cans? I'm just like,
I'm so
God
glad
damn
people
it.
associate that with me. Great. I'm not even surprised, honestly.
It's funny.
Yeah, alright. Probably time to wrap this up. Yeah, so Amethyst, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, it's been an absolute privilege. Mm-hmm. And it's been a nice change being able to fucking swear in this episode, so...
Oh, fucking for real, dude. Like, I'm just always just... Let me on my leash and me just curse all the fucking fuck I want, god damn it.
So, next week, we will be interviewing former community manager Scott Blows. He was with us on the ride and left Square Enix around December, I believe. So you can submit your questions for him now. And Chloe, Amethyst.
Oh my god.
Being on the show.
Damn it, Joey.
Thanks for having
Hey,
me.
now we don't need Ash. I'm just kidding. I mean, she did say that this is a better Chloe.
Oh my god. I'll just be like the placeholder Chloe for she can't be there.
Hey, maybe you can ask her for us then.
Maybe.
No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, because like I'm always seeing like I'm always going to cons, so you know.
Yes, probably time to wrap this up then. So
All right.
we will leave all the links for Amethyst different social media accounts in the description, so you can follow her that way. Make sure to support what she does. She's obviously very great at it, and yeah, thank you everybody for watching this episode.
And again, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. You can follow us on Twitter at BlackwellPDcast. You can email us blackwellpodcast@hotmail.com. All of that's available on our website, blackwellpodcast.com. We're on SoundCloud. We're on iTunes. And thank you all again. We love you all so much.
Yeah. Right.
Till next week. Bye.
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 Bye.